I'm here with a new unboxing, although I already unboxed, but I wanted to show you the miniatures painted. I painted, assembled. Okay, and I will show you some of the cards. So this is the from Warhammer Underworlds Beast Grave, and this is the nurgle band that is called the Wurmspat. Okay, so this warband, it's made of a witch, who is this lady. I hope you can see something here. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in and you can see better, and I will zoom out so you can see the cards. So this is the witch. Okay, this is the back of the witch. It's quite detailed. They are quite bulky miniatures. There is one of the Blight Kings. Okay, they are pretty easy to assemble. Not too many difficulties. You have to pay attention, but it's not too difficult. I like a lot this push fit, and this is another Blight King. Okay, I think the quality is good. It's all what you will expect from Blight Kings, right? I really like this one. I think this one, it's really an interesting miniature, and I'm looking forward to paint them because it looks like interesting. But I don't see this one that is too overpowered. Let me zoom out a little bit now. Let's make a look to the cards. So let's make first a look to the specific cards of this faction. Okay. So first we have these three characters. Okay. As you can see, they are quite. For me, what was surprising is they hit quite decently. Okay, 2 hammers, all of them 2 damage, range 1, and she has also a range spell. Okay, and they get inspired if they are if 3 or more enemy fighters are out of action and or have 1 or more wound tokens. Okay, if you wound 3 of your enemies, they got inspired. And when they got inspired, let me see, the witch, who is this one, is winning 1 hammer here, and I think that's all. Okay, this lady is not increasing too much. This one is winning 1 defense and 1 hammer, so they win precision and also cleave. I don't think he had cleave before. So he is quite stronger in hitting and have 2 shields. So you can see all of them have 2 shields. So it's really interesting to inspire them to have the 2 shields. And on top, this one is gaining range. No, it's gaining an attack without range. Sorry. Okay, that have a sighting, so you can hit more than 1 guy at the same time. The guy with and then this one is winning damage, is increasing to damage 3. All of them, if in the defense you roll a shield, you reduce the damage by 1 for each shield that you roll. Of course, if you have blocked the opponent, you block. But imagine that the opponent is throwing a crit, and you roll 2 shields, so if you were going to receive damage 3, you will receive damage 1. But it's quite interesting, it's quite nurgle, although with 4 wounds, it's not that strong, right? Before they are inspired with 1 shield and 4 wounds, they are not super strong. And they are quite slow guys as well. Okay? So, I don't know, this will be a combination, because if you cannot play really to control too much, because you will not be able to go for objectives that are in the opponent's territory. But on the other side, I don't know, you want to expose yourself too fast, because then if not you start losing wounds. These are the cards. Let me go first through the objectives so we can see how Games Workshop see that. Okay, score this immediately when an attack action with damage characteristic of 3 or more target a friendly fighter and succeeds if the friendly fighter is not taken out of action, so you get a glory point for receiving damage. Score this end of the phase if any surviving friendly fighter has 3 or more grades. This is quite easy to do. This is quite complicated, right? It's quite situational, so it will depend against what you find. And the grades, you have to be aware, it's not going for round 1, more likely for round 2. Dual, score this in end of phase if there are 1 or more surviving friendly fighters and there are 3 or more enemy fighters out of action. You can see they go for combat. Okay, this is also quite, it's not easy, it's not for turn 1 neither. Score this at the end of phase if you play 2 or more cycle the preceding action, and cycle are a type of I think they are type of plots, like this one. This is a cycle. Here we have 1 cycle, 2 cycles, 3. So are the plots, this is not cycle, 4 cycles, 5. So we need to check if the cycles make sense, okay? So cycle plus 1 move to friendly fighters, this effect persists until the end of the round, or you play a cycle plot, okay? So you play an all cycle, you lose this one, heal 1, the first friendly fighter that move is placed, push and driven back into a lethal X. The fighter is not dealt damage from the lethal X. This effect persists until a friendly fighter is healed in this way, or you play another cycle plot. So you heal yourself instead of damaging your health if you go into what's called this lethal X. Roll 1 attack dice for each enemy fighter adjacent to 1 or more friendly fighters. For each roll of a crit, the enemy fighter is dealt 1 damage. So it's creating more damage in addition. Again, it persists again. No, this does not persist. Enemy fighter is... It does not say that it persists. I don't know if they forgot. I guess they forgot. This effect persists until, yeah, I think they forgot that. -1 dice to minimum of 1 from attack actions, okay. So it's all boosting, and they are quite interesting. You roll 1 attack dice in friendly fighters attack rolls. This effect persists, okay. So it's all about nice boost. So this can be interesting. Next one, score this end phase if each surviving friendly fighter is inspired. This can be tricky because it's not that easy to inspire these guys. You need to kill or wound 3 opponents. You can do it in turn 1 if you're lucky with all your attacks, but more likely you will fail with one of your guys. And you have to wound 3 people, so normally with the low movement, I don't think you will be able to score this until turn 2 to have them all inspired. Search, this is an immediate one, score immediately when an enemy leader is taken out of action, the typical one to kill the leader. Gardens Grows, score this in third phase, end phase, there are no enemy. This is like denial, but on top your warband have to hold objectives. I don't see this so interesting here. Call this end of phase if your warband successfully casts 2 or more spells in the preceding action phase. Like this is quite easy maybe, because there is a lot of spells in this deck. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, and you can put more, of course, generic ones. And score this end phase if your warband holds 3 or more objectives. So this is like the supremacy. Okay. With 3 guys, this is maybe more for turn 1, and if you are lucky to hold the side with the objective, with the 3 objectives. Score immediate when you sorry. Score this immediately when a friendly fighter holding an objective is the target of an attack action and is not driving back. Okay. Again, you have to be attacked. I don't like the ones that you depend of an action done by your opponent, to be fair. Score this in the third phase if no friendly fighters are out of action, so again you have to survive with all. This can be, but you have 2 for the third turn, so I will suggest only to have 1. And then score this in the end of phase if your warband holds 1 or more objective in enemy territory. This can be sometimes quite difficult, depending a lot how the opponent is putting the table. Then we have the generic ones. Okay, we have some interesting here. This is the first one. I see that you can look at the opponent's hand, or you can look at your cards and see what is coming. More spells. Okay. This spell looks quite powerful, but also very difficult to do. So you need 2 vortex, I think it's called. If cast, push each other fighter within 2 x's of the caster up to 1x, or up to 2 x's if that other fighter is a hound. Okay. Okay. For the cost of this, I will expect more. Leave nothing to chance. Pick 1 feature token in an X that contains a friendly and remove, so is to remove a token, another card to remove tokens. Luck escape. Play this when a friendly fighter is dealt 1 damage, precisely the damage is not dealt. So this is quite interesting. But only works for 1 damage. We have new weapons here. This is the sprinting charm, +1 to move in round 1, +2 to move in round 2, -1 to move in round 3. Not very interesting, to be fair. The substance siphon. Then here is, if this fighter is surviving at the end of the third action phase, gain 1 glory point for each lost page of grade this fighter has. And I want to see, because I don't think I did not look what are the lost pages. And here we have some objective. Score this end phase if you have scored 5 or more hybrid objectives. This is a search, and immediate after friendly fighter is dealt damage by backslash if that fighter, so it means that you have to do 2 crits when you're rolling a spell. Score this immediately when a friendly fighter's spell has that deals damage to an enemy hunter or quarry. So you do again. Score this immediately after a friendly fighter's spell that deals damage to, so after you do damage with a spell. So this have to be quite easy to score. Score this immediately after an enemy fighter is dealt precisely enough damage to taking them out of action by a friendly fighter spell. So you have to give exactly damage and have to be with a spell. You can see we have more and more spells, more and more objectives here. Okay, so this is what you have. I just wanted to show a little bit. I'm thinking how, if I ever play this warband, how I will play them. Most likely I will try to play them more, maybe part control and part killing, part attack. So it's going to be a warband that can be, it reminds me a little bit how to play with the Stormcast Eternals. Okay, they have a lot of similitudes with the Stormcast Eternals in terms that they can resist a lot of, they can have a good armor, they have a good amount of wounds, and they have quite precise attacks. So here we have these 3 guys, and yeah, so far I did not being able to try, but if I have a try in the future, maybe I will explain a little bit more about them. So that's all what I want to talk here. Keep tuned in the channel. I will paint them most likely. I don't know exactly when, but I will try to paint them before the next months, after I finish the project with the Blackstone Fortress. And yeah, and please give a like if you have liked this video. Let me know what do you think about these guys. I really love the miniatures, but I'm looking forward now to see your opinion, and also share if you like or not this warband. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.